Brian McLeod to kill Llewellyn Fletcher. You know, one of the things that I did ask Brian McLeod to do was I asked him to bring Fletcher or Yayo to me. So took it upon himself and he killed Llewellyn Fletcher. So here's the most important thing out of this whole thing. I'm not the murderer here. The murderer in this whole situation is home. All he had to do was point the finger at me, and he went home. And I'm in jail for life when I never hired him to kill anyone. So, you know...
Oh, gee, Jimmy the Rat.
I'm glad that it was overturned. I'm happy. It's hopefully that, you know, I won't have to go back to trial.
50 Cent and Jimmy Henchman's beef ain't just music drama. It's real street tension that nearly cost 50 his life, and did cost one of his close friends theirs. The man behind all this chaos? James Roseman, better known on the streets as Jimmy Henchman, a name that held serious weight in New York's underworld.
What?
Who wanted to be like Chris Lighty? Jimmy Henchman.
Yeah.
What did Jimmy Henchman do?
You said
Move
that.
on the same block as Chris Lighty? Who did Chris Lighty have? LL, Diddy, Free, 50, Buster. He ran the tunnel at 18. Who did Henchman want to be? Chris Lighty. Who was we down with? Chris Lighty. Beef is inherited. Stop playing.
This dude wasn't just a behind-the-scenes type. He was deep in the game, with serious connections, including the 50's own mentor, Kenneth Supreme McGriff. Now at first, 50 didn't really have no beef with Jimmy. Things were calm until 2003, when 50 exploded onto the scene with his monster album, Get Rich or Die Trying.
50 Cent the rapper, he'll be known as 50 Cent the rapper, and 50 Cent the street legend will be known as 50 Cent the street legend. There's no comparison. To me, that's a great honor to know that I knew that person who influenced that. I'm not living the fantasy of the music business.
Well, don't give me no pass, man. I don't deserve passes. I'm a f***ed up. Okay, you should do something to me. You understand what I'm saying? Send mixed messages, you know? But now that I got your address, if we go there, we'll be on your doorstep.
That project turned him into a rap heavyweight overnight. Around the same time, Dr. Dre signed a new West Coast rapper, The Game. Dre wanted to build a hip-hop empire, and he asked 50 if Game could join G-Unit. It made sense. They already had New York locked down, and Young Buck was covering the South. Adding Game would lock in the West. So the deal went through, and Game officially joined G-Unit. But here's where things got messy. Game's manager at the time was none other than Jimmy Henchman.
Boy, I ain't no motherfucking punk, and I ain't nobody's soldier, and I don't follow suit like Yayo and face. I'm a real, and that's why kick me out the group, and I still don't give a to be mad at me, man. I'm a real, and I'm always gonna be the real. Documentary in stores, 4 times platinum worldwide. Y'all heard me do it, so make some noise, man. Don't hate me, I ain't the bad guy, man. And it's still 50. Now play my there. Listen. 50 Cent this. Nah. Your face is set. Nah. Yeah. Nah. Stop. Drop. Shoot. Stop. Drop. They need to stop. That's what it is.
And Jimmy? He wasn't feeling 50's shine at all. In fact, folks around say Jimmy was jealous of how fast 50 rose up. That jealousy turned into a grudge that started brewing behind the scenes. According to 50, Henchman was whispering in Game's ear, hyping him up to turn against 50, telling him straight up, if you beef with 50, you'll get bigger than him. And Henchman later confirmed it in an interview. His goal from the jump was to make Game surpass 50 and become the top dog in the game. But it wasn't just about music. Jimmy had a real problem with 50 being too close to certain people, and that tension started to spill into the streets. Jimmy Henchman wasn't just jealous of 50 Cent. He also had it out for 50's close friend and music mogul, Chris Lighty. According to Tony Yayo in an interview with DJ Vlad, Jimmy had major envy toward Lighty, and since 50 was tight with him, that just gave Jimmy another reason to hate on him.
Because your man did a year and then got killed when he came out.
Yeah, the actual hitman it's all documented. Like, you could look it up, so I don't want to seem like I'm dry snitching. It's like, if you read Jimmy Henchman case, all this is documented. But the hitman was actually in jail with my friend. So he befriended him in jail. And then when he got home, that's the same hitman that was his friend in jail. It was the actual hitman. All the dudes
How fucked up is that?
I mean, it just tells you,
How
anybody will
fucked up
do anything for the money. You know what I'm saying? I had money on my head plenty of times. Like, when I was locked up on the island, I heard money on my head. I had so-called money on my head in the street. You know what I'm saying? 50 so-called had money on his head. Everybody is just a part of, fucking with 50 Cent and being a part of G-Unit. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. You live and you learn. That's why when I see these rap beefs, I know how serious it can get.
Things went from bad to worse when the beef between 50 and the Game officially popped off in February 2005. By Summer Jam that same year, the Game had gone full-on rebel, launching the infamous G-Unit campaign live on stage. While 50 mostly stayed quiet at first, he broke his silence on October 1st, 2005, when G-Unit dropped their Radio Pint 14 Back to Business mixtape. On the track, Emotional, 50 poured his feelings out, calling out the Game and even clowning his new look. He straight up said Jimmy Henchman was pulling the strings behind Game's antics. That was the moment the beef between 50 Cent, G-Unit, and Jimmy Henchman turned official. No turning back. Jimmy was allegedly hyping Game up, pushing him to keep throwing shots at 50. And Game didn't hold back, dropping mixtape after mixtape, diss after diss, throughout 2005 and deep into 2006. Finally, 50 clapped back hard in 2006 with I'm Not Rich, I'm Still Lying. And this track wasn't just aimed at the Game. 50 took the gloves off and fired direct shots at Jimmy Henchman too, but it didn't stop there. On July 5th, 2006, G-Unit came back with Radio Pit 21, Hate It or Love It. And this whole mixtape was all about roasting the Game. Just peep the cover. They went wild with it, photoshopping the Game's head onto a male stripper's body. The message? G-Unit was throwing dirt, starting rumors that before rap, the Game was out here stripping for cash. The beef between 50 Cent and the Game kept heating up with non-stop diss tracks flying from both sides. But in 2007, things took a dark and dangerous turn. It stopped being just rap battles and turned into a real-life war. In March of that year, Jimmy Henchman's 14-year-old son was heading into the building where his father had an office. That's when Tony Yayo and his associate, Lodi Mack, crossed paths with the teen. What happened next was wild. They confronted the boy, and Tony Yayo reportedly slapped him across the face, while Lodi Mack flashed a gun, threatening him.
My issue was really more with Jimmy Henchman. And then, as we leaving, I left Apollo. I'm around the corner. My Bentley got shot up, but luckily I was in my bulletproof truck behind the Bentley. So we all on our phones not paying attention, and some dude with a hoodie came by and squeezed probably 4 or 5 bullets into the Bentley. I didn't report it to the police. I took it home, got a boom boom job, 20,000, got the door fixed. Because, once your car gets shot up, it's confiscated. It's police evidence. You might not never get it back.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
As much shootouts as G-Unit been in, we know the law, everything.
Yeah, for real.
And, when my mom's crib got shot up, that's why when you see these rap beefs and you see a lot of media amping this shit up.
This wasn't just street talk. The whole thing was caught on camera. After the incident, Henchman's son ran inside and told his dad everything. Tony Yayo ended up getting arrested for it, but the case took a twist. Lodi Mack stepped up and claimed he was the one who smacked the kid, taking the fall to protect Yayo. He ended up getting hit with a 2-year sentence. But the streets don't forget. Just weeks after Lodi Mack got out of prison, he was gunned down in New York. Word on the block? Jimmy Henchman put out a hit on him for messing with his son. This wasn't just rap beef anymore. People were losing their lives. And Jimmy wasn't done yet. He wanted blood from Tony Yayo and 50 Cent. The first time he allegedly tried to take 50 out was while driving down Manhattan's West Side Highway. He took his hand off the wheel to reach for his gun, planning to spray 50's building. But when he saw a cop car tailing him, he backed off. But that failed hit didn't stop his obsession. Jimmy cooked up something even crazier, a plan to blow up 50's bulletproof SUV. He knew regular bullets couldn't touch it, so he allegedly tried to take it out with explosives. That's how far this beef went, from disses to straight-up attempts on people's lives. Jimmy Henchman wasn't done causing chaos, not even close. He allegedly took things even further when he pulled a drive-by on Tony Yayo's mom's house using a silenced pistol. That's how personal and reckless it got. And if that wasn't wild enough, his final known move came when he spotted Tony Yayo's Bentley parked out in the open.
Man, I want to apologize. I want to apologize to the Massive for letting these sucker ass catch me out there like that. I talk about suckers, I'm talking about those who perpetrated to be either my friend, who were wearing wiretaps, who got on the stand and lied. Man, I want to apologize to those that I let down for letting some suckers play me. And I just want you to know, man, that I didn't know. I just didn't know that these dudes was that jealous. That jealousy would allow them or make them do the things that they did. And it's almost like a sucker killed me, man. It's like I let a sucker come down on me, man, and beat me up and kill me, man. And this is the same feeling. It's almost like it's parallel together. And so I want to apologize to all those who have lost their life, dedicated their life to the game. I want to apologize to you for what I allowed to happen to me. I'm very sorry. Trust you me.
Jimmy rolled by and sprayed the car with bullets. But luck was on Yayo's side. He wasn't in the Bentley. He was actually chilling inside a bulletproof truck parked right behind it. After that, things hit a whole new level. 50 Cent found out that some of Jimmy Henchman's crew were living down in Atlanta. So what did he do? He tracked down one of their addresses, left some threatening voicemails, and even had his people leave a dead rat on their doorstep, straight up sending a message loud and clear. 50 even rapped about it on his track Get the Message from the War Angel LP mixtape. On that song, he goes after both Preemy and Jimmy, making it known this beef was far from over. Then came the fall. In June 2010, Jimmy Henchman got taken down by the feds. He was arrested on major charges: cocaine trafficking, money laundering, and witness tampering. The law wasn't playing. His trial went down in May 2012, but things got even heavier shortly after. In June 2012, Jimmy caught even more charges, this time linked directly to the Lodi Mac. That's serious time. Facing life behind bars, Jimmy started looking for plea deals, trying to rat people out to cut down his sentence. 50 Cent didn't let it slide. He clapped back in the streets and in the booth. On May 22, 2012, he dropped the Lost Tape mixtape, and on the song Complicated, he came for Jimmy hard, throwing shade about the homicide trial and straight up calling him out for snitching. After everything that went down, 50 Cent kept applying pressure. On June 3, 2014, he dropped his album Animal Ambition, and on the track Hold On, he didn't hold back. He referenced the time Tony Yayo allegedly slapped Jimmy Henchman's son, bringing that moment back into the spotlight. Jimmy wasn't having it. He clapped back, denying he ever snitched, and even claimed that 50 was the one planning to testify against him. But 50 wasn't letting that fly. He hit Instagram with a savage post, uploading a photo of Jimmy's court paperwork with the caption, "Old Gangster Jimmy, SMH El Mayo washed up, Jimmy Snitch Man, straight roast mode." The feud just kept playing out online, with 50 taking shots any chance he got. Then on November 29, 2017, things finally hit the end of the road. Jimmy Henchman was officially convicted and sentenced 2 life terms. No more appeals, no more street games. It was over. Even after that, 50 stayed trolling, posting about Jimmy's courtroom reaction to those 2 life sentences, The drama didn't stop, even when the gavel dropped. If you made it this far, you know this wasn't just a rap beef. This was real, raw, and deadly serious. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you want more explosive hip-hop stories like this one. Share it with your crew, and let us know in the comments what you think about this insane saga. See you on the next one.